Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be looking at the different solutions which are provided in order to achieve communication between two entities. What are their pros and cons? And in the end, it should help us in order to decide which solution shall be used based on the given requirements. So first, let us start with the traditional client-server architecture. So this is a simple client-server communication in which the web application is hosted on a server which can be requested for information as and when required by the client. For instance, if I want a set of products that are available in a store, I, the client, can make a request to the server which has the database of available items, which will collate it and send it back to me as a response. This is a fairly simple system and is pretty popular given the use case. Now, in case there is a product which is out of stock, if I follow the above approach, I'll have to keep making requests to the service and check the response if the item is available or not. This is a limitation of using REST for such requirement, as we might have to keep making requests multiple times until the product is finally available. And every time we make a request, we need to build a particular request packet in which, apart from the request, there is a header information also involved, which in case the client keeps making requests, it results in a lot of bandwidth getting lost to the non-payload information, which means a lot of back and forth is happening between the client and server, but this does not involve any useful information which was requested by the client. Now, coming to the webhooks. What are webhooks? Webhooks are the way by which apps can send automated messages to other apps, like in case of an alert, which you want to trigger on your production application's monitoring dashboard. You can specify an email ID where the dashboard will send an automated mail anytime the said condition is met and the event is triggered. There are two ways your apps can communicate with each other to share information. One is polling, which we saw in the previous slide, and the second way of communication is webhooks. Polling is like knocking on your friend's door and asking if they have any sugar, but you have to go and ask for it every time you want it. Webhooks are like someone tossing a bag of sugar at your house whenever they buy some. You don't have to ask, they just automatically punt it over every time it's available. So if we try to correlate with our previous example, we can always go to Amazon and click on the notify me button, wherein whenever the product gets available, we get an email. That is an example of webhooks being used. Webhooks are automated messages sent from apps when something happens. They have a message or payload and are sent to a unique URL, essentially the app's phone number or address. One more example where webhooks can be used to receive notifications of events. You can enroll in the events of your choice and designate a URL to receive notification for those events. System events include changes to transactions, customer profiles, and subscriptions, as well as responses to fraud filters. For authorized .NET partners, system events include the state of a merchant during the boarding process. So in case of the authorized .NET service, the system event can include the state of a merchant during the boarding process. Webhooks enable you to respond to events programmatically. For example, you could update a customer's membership record in your database when a subscription payment succeeds, or email a customer when a subscription expires. Now, coming to the third approach, which is WebSockets. This is a protocol which solves the problem of bidirectional communication by establishing a channel between the client and server, wherein the server can independently push the information back to the client and the client need not request multiple times. In case of WebSockets, the client can establish a communication channel and specify the interest to the server, which then keeps the connection alive. And as soon as it is able to fulfill the client's request, it pushes the data back to the client via the same dedicated communication channel. This then results in an efficient communication where the client need not poll the server multiple times, but it comes with an additional cost of maintaining the dedicated communication channels between the client and the server. WebSockets are useful in case of multiplayer games or in case of collaborative programming, as in case two or more people want to collaborate on a single project in real time. That is where WebSockets can prove to be very useful. I hope you found this video very informative. Thank you.